That's the one!
Hello, everyone. This is the best podcast we got. I'm Justin.
And I'm Steven.
And today we're talking about the evolution of gaming. Where it has been, where it has come, where it is going. Gaming. Today, then, now.
Boom! Love the energy.
So, the estimated world video game market today is $150 billion. With great graphics, game choice, and operating systems, we can see why. But games have come from humble beginnings. Going back to the first game, which was a tic-tac-toe game made by a British professor in 1952, to a giant computer gaming system in 1958, which was like a giant freaking computer. I was looking at the picture, and it's like
one of the older ones,
little tiny screen.
Yeah.
To apparently 1962, when the local around here, Massachusetts, game creator made Space Wars, not to be confused with Star Wars, wasn't out yet.
Maybe George Lucas has some explaining to do.
Yeah, the first actual home gaming console was made in 1967. Was the Odyssey? It had about like a 20-something games with it.
The Odyssey, huh?
Yeah, they actually had several more game systems, but they kind of fell out of favor. Like, it wasn't really popular. Then in 1972, obviously Pong hits the arcades. And then 1975, it would make it into the homes with a little Pong system that you could play on the TV.
It's funny, like, historically, like, video games, they always had this like, thing almost against them because what's mostly out there, especially in the beginning, was completely awful.
Yeah.
Like, it was complete shit. Like, it was just like a dot doing some shit moving around. And, like, some people are like, wow, think of the possibilities. And then everyone else is
Revolution.
like, this is just a kid's toy. Like, this is not going anywhere. You know what I mean? This is just a dot moving on a screen to entertain children.
And it's so tough looking back at games because, like, what we have today is so crazy compared to what they had then. But to them at the time, it was so revolutionary. Actually, I was watching. So when they used to play Pong, apparently they had these things that you would put over the screen to make it look like a little tennis court.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a
little
skin?
stick. Yeah, like a skin thing. You'd stick over and then it would have like the lines and stuff on it. And they sold little things that you would put over your screen that complemented the video games.
Oh.
So the graphics weren't there. They had stuff you would literally put over your screen.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and you had to be creative with the amount of technology that they had at the time. It was literally a dot moving across the screen, so they had to get as you're playing it, you need to use a little imagination.
Yeah.
Like, I think that happened. You know, early video gaming, that was definitely like part of the, you know.
Well, the funny thing is, Odyssey inspired the people who made Atari's Pong. So they made Odyssey made the first gaming system, and then Atari, you know, I'm guessing probably used it. It wasn't very well like known or used. Like, it wasn't the big thing that Pong became, but that's what launched Pong's, like, that's what made them want to make the arcade game and then into the
home consoles.
The home console. And then after that, in 1977, Pong would make like an actual big console that played more than just Pong, the game.
I see. Yeah. Do you ever think about, like, do you feel like you missed out during the, like, arcade era?
I feel like it would have been cool growing up in the arcade era because it's like, you know, it was like the first multiplayer because
it just seemed to me like it was like a hang. Like, it was like a physical place that everyone goes to. Everyone's like a fan of video games. It's like more of a community.
Yeah.
Like, when we were kids, like, we were more about the home console. Like, no one ever went to the arcade because, I mean, why leave the house?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in the past it was more communal. Like, you and your friends went and did that, where as it moved into the home, it was almost like a single person independent experience until obviously multiplayer came.
Well, I think even when the home consoles came out, a lot of them had two players. Yeah,
like even Pong was made for two play. Obviously, two people.
I mean,
I feel like they really drilled into single player going on. But I mean, the biggest games to come out in like the 70s were mainly arcade games. It's funny that you mentioned that because they were like Space Invader came out shortly after Pong went to the home console.
And then blew it up to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and then obviously in the 80s was huge for arcade. Early 80s Pac-Man came out. Donkey Kong, and then Tron.
Disney. They had Tron. Then
Disney was like, hey, we're not missing out on all this money to be made. Yeah,
Disney made the original Tron?
Yeah.
The video game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
They were like, hey, Mattel's making money on this. We're getting in on this.
So Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, they had, like, a lot of other arcade. Like, it started to get progressively better. Like, I think it was pretty fast, too. Within, like, maybe 10, 15 years, like, it went from, like, Pong to, like, Mortal Kombat.
Well, it went from Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Tron, Tetris, and then in 1985, NES released the Nintendo.
When you say Donkey Kong, is that the one when Mario is jumping in
the barrels?
Okay, yep.
Throwing the barrels down.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, that was it. Then, and even that, like, I've played that game with the barrels. It's fun, and it gets hard.
It is fun. It's just
It's obviously just jumping up.
I was never really big into, like, I don't know. Some I was, but like the arcade style games when the only reason you're playing is to get the high score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you're just racing to get the high score the whole time. It's like, I don't know. I like to progress a plot in a story or, like, get somewhere.
But that's the individual game experience.
Yeah.
We grew up in that, but, like, back then, like, in the 80s,
it was all about
high score. Like, you see your name on the high score
that was
arcade, that was, like...
And not only that, everyone did, because everyone that was in the area went to that arcade and played that game.
Yeah.
So, like, it was kind of cool that I'd be like, hey, did you know Justin got the new high score? Like, everyone else knew about it because it was more like a communal thing. Like, everyone that's why I think I would have liked it.
Like, I think so, too.
Atmosphere.
I think the 80s would have been cool. You know, obviously, you're competing against... I'm competitive. So it's like you're competing against other people to see who would have the highest score. You know, I wonder how many hundreds of dollars were drained in quarters in those places.
It would have been funny just to see, like, the little, like the little groups of, like, tribal nerds. Yeah. Be like, yo, are you on my Space Invaders? That's my machine, you know?
And then the bullies and the jocks. Like, we play sports, but we also play Tron.
This is my machine.
This is my machine, twerp.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's so funny. It's just a weird, I don't know. It would be interesting, I guess. But it's funny.
Another little tidbit for you. The next year, the first educational game was made.
Ugh.
Reader's Rabbits.
Reader's Rabbits.
Yeah, actually, I had this game growing up. My mom got me this for the computer. It's like a freaking educational game.
I might have.
Listen, Reader Rabbit was the fucking bomb.
Yeah?
I loved it.
I think that was the game I got.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yes, I do.
We'll show this to.
Yeah. It has different age levels.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I had the, like, first grade one.
I think I did.
It was okay. So it was the first grade one because it was when they were putting on a play, and you had to build all the stuff. So it taught you, like, math, and then you had to do, like, the grammar for writing the script.
Yeah.
Changed my life. It's right up there with, like, Hooked on Phonics.
Yeah, it's good, and it was a fun way to get and that was the first educational game. Obviously later more would come, and then some people could say other games were educational, maybe like Oregon Trail.
I was just gonna bring that up. That was the only one I actually liked to play in school. Mm-hmm. Like, it was fun. Like it had depth to that because like it was like you die. Like, it was unforgiving, and I did even for like a child's game. And I loved it. And then, I don't remember a time when I didn't play video games.
Yeah.
So I was always like, if they're trying to educate me through the video game, I'm like, this is like Like, I hated it. This is like
Yeah.
not right. It's like when it's like the teachers back in the day when they would try to rap to like stupid shit, and it's like, leave the two worlds alone. just try to educate me, and then I'll go home and
Stop
play
trying
the
to
video
break
games.
barriers here, okay? Just teach me.
Listen, we both know this isn't gonna work, so just let me go home and play my video games.
1986, the first Sega comes out. Sega Master System.
Yep.
Wasn't very popular. But the big one, 1987, Zelda comes onto the scene.
Oh yeah, that
was
one
a
was
big one.
that was a big one. But I think before that you had Super Mario.
Was that for the NES or was that for the
NES? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a launch title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario was definitely a launch title.
No,
for
no,
the Super NES.
1985,
NES came out.
and then
Zelda in 87. And then follow...
shortly after
So you're
that.
telling me Zelda came out before Mario?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, not Mario, because Mario had been in the arcades.
Oh, okay.
Forever.
Okay. All right.
Mario had been around for now since like the
Early 80s.
Yeah.
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 But in the arcade.
I thought it was a launch title for the NES. I have to check that out.
Madden.
Mm-hmm.
That
Always
was the
big.
big sports game, 1988.
Did you ever play an old Madden game?
Yeah.
They're awful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but at
it's
the
so
time, I
bad.
remember playing in the 90s. It was like
Did you like it?
I
In the
liked
ni-
it because it was like top end
I remember
graphics.
it was the gameplay was awful. Like, I remember like the Super NES Madden games. The only one sports game that I thought that they did it right was the basketball one. Was that
was 64.
That was 64. Yeah. Was the name of that one?
Grand Slam. No.
No.
Fuck. What is the
The
name
name
of
of
that?
what?
It was a basketball game. For
Yeah, it
Nintendo
was.
64. It was a 2-versus-2 basketball game.
It wasn't Hot Shots. I don't know. That's gonna bother me. But that game was probably the first sports game that I played and was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, I started playing a little bit earlier.
Which other sports games before that one?
I had the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Growing up.
So you had the Madden for the Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked cool.
Yeah.
Like the pictures on the screen looked cool, but they controlled like garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I was always like grown up by all right, well, how about this? What was the first game do you remember playing?
Let's see.
Sonic.
I think
Sonic?
it might have been Sonic because it came with my Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I the very first game
It
I
was
think.
the launch title with the Genesis.
Yeah,
Was Sonic, yeah.
it was definitely. But
But before that, though, before the Genesis even came out, big one that we're missing, 1989, Game Boy. Original.
Game Boy. I didn't get a Game Boy until late in the game.
You didn't have a Game Boy?
I had one.
I thought
Was
for
the
sure
game
you
called
had.
In the Zone? The Nintendo 64 one?
In the Zone. I don't know.
It's from
that doesn't sound
98, so
familiar.
I'm trying to go based on...
It's not a Madden. It's like an offshoot.
No, I know.
NBA Heat, NBA Live.
No, it was a 2v2
Yes.
with big-headed
Yeah.
characters. The characters had giant heads.
Oh my god.
Normal people bodies.
Just type in the most popular basketball game for this and
Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But back to what I was saying. I think the first game I remember playing actually was probably Mario
Yeah,
on the NES.
really?
Yeah, I think
Was it the paper version, Mario?
No, it was the first one, the very
Just
shitty
Mario.
sprite one.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I started playing like I think Ghouls and Goblins was another one I got
Is
rid
it
of.
NBA Jam?
Yes,
that's it. NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
Yep.
That's definitely it.
I
Yeah,
remember I'd play with the guy who had the werewolf head.
yeah. I would get it with the Raptor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those were cool.
those are awesome
Yeah.
games. Those are so fun. But yeah, it was that, and then Ghouls and Goblins for the NES. I played the shit out of that for like. I could never beat the first level though.
Yeah.
Like, it was so difficult. I could never beat the first level. It seemed like I was just getting into NES when I was a kid, and then I had gotten a Super NES. So then it was like all the same shitty games that you got for the NES, but they were,
slightly better.
And then as that one progressed, it got significantly better, but,
Do you ever think back to the games you played as a kid and you could not get past like level 1 or 2, like those early levels? And then you're like, I wonder if I played now, would I still suck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think if we were older during that time, we would have done better. But I think going back and trying to play older games now, like I tried playing GoldenEye.
Oh, the controllers are all over the place.
I couldn't play. It was like all blocky.
Do you remember another one from our childhood that we used to play? Because that was another big one. I think that might have been one of the biggest ones. Like in the way of like, wow, this is a fucking awesome game. Because like I remember GoldenEye came out, everyone was talking about it, and we had it. And we would play the shit out of that game for hours.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, we were, like... looking back, I was like, we were good. Like, we were... Yeah. We played it. But, like, another one that I went back and played was Time Splitters.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking controls on Time Splitters is off. It's like, you don't move like a normal SPS.
Yeah.
It's like to aim, the screen locks, and then the aimer moves.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, but I mean... We played the shit out of that too, like fucking hours and hours a day. But
it's crazy.
That was It's like, but you never know it because like the controls gotten so better.
They've gotten so much better.
So better.
Yeah.
So better.
So better.
So better.
Well, it's funny. I mean, the first system I had was the Genesis, and that came out in 1989.
Holy shit!
But obviously, I was like, I was not even born. But I think I was like 5 when I got the Sega.
You said 89?
Yep.
You're a year. I'm 88.
He was born in 91.
I was born in 91.
Oh, and it came out.
Sega Genesis came out.
Oh, okay. I'm a fucking...
It was released with...
brain fart there.
It was released with Sonic. Same year SimCity came out.
That's
big one that I started playing when I was like...
That was one of the first like computer games I ever...
Yeah.
When they start, like when you can do it on the...
Yeah. That was a hard
that and
computer
Roller Coaster
game.
Tycoon, like those things.
Those ones, I always wanted to love it.
No, what's so crazy?
It was like, I never played it good.
Is before even... SimCity was like the first like really big city building game. And it was so deep for like a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It like did a lot. And I feel like over time they're like, this is a lot. We need to make this a lot simpler. That's what they did.
How about instead of the city, we just focus on 5 people in a house?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And you get to play God.
You get to play a God. On a smaller scale.
On a much smaller. Let's make this really, really small.
Because you want to get in their personal lives.
They can make babies at least.
With everybody.
A big one for me was 1991 Civilization came out.
Ooh, I didn't get into Civ.
No?
When it came out, I was into it. I didn't play that one that much.
Well, by the time I started playing, I think I started playing Civilization 2. So I didn't play the first one, but that one was also the first turn-based RTS game that was really big.
Yeah, I mean before that you're a big you were a big RTS guy.
Yeah,
like you were Age of Empires.
Yeah,
Cossacks.
Oh yeah, all
Shogun.
those games, and those were later on. That was when the graphics started getting good.
Yeah, Well, I mean, the Age of Empires graphics weren't that great.
They weren't great. But they were great for the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the time, remember...
Cossacks was great.
Yeah, Cossacks was still... I think it was still sprites. It wasn't 3D.
Yeah.
But it looked really polished and really cool. Like, it looked 3D or it looked more rendered.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cossacks looked great. But,
Super Nintendo also came out in 1991.
91? Wow.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I'm looking back at it. I was born in 88.
Yeah.
But I... definitely remember playing on NES first. So maybe it was out, but my parents didn't have it.
You gotta figure that these systems were super expensive.
Yeah.
They were crazy expensive. Yeah. So by the time I was 5 or so,
the Sega was probably way cheaper than it was
Yeah.
at that time, because probably Super Nintendo had come out and other ones. So I mean, it was significantly cheaper. Another big one. Speaking about RTSs, was 1992 Dune 2 made it.
Dune 2?
Yeah. It established popularity for RTS games. That was the boom for RTS games.
I remember that.
That was what got a lot of people interested in making, because Dune was like a big movie, and then when they made Dune 2 the game, they already made the Dune 1. It wasn't really popular. Dune 2 came out, and it was like
wasn't that one about like
went.
Your resources is pretty much, excuse me, you have to mine for the spice.
Yeah.
And then it has like, if you ever go out a certain point, the worms come up. Yeah, I remember playing that.
Yeah.
I think I was playing another game at the time, because by the time
we played it, was Dune 3 was out.
Yeah, and it was pretty old by the time we got our hands on it. We were probably playing Age of Empires around that time, right? Yeah.
1993 Mortal Kombat comes out.
That was the big one.
On arcade.
Yeah, but let's talk about Mortal Kombat. I remember growing up, we definitely played it. We had it.
Mm-hmm.
We had that and Street Fighter, but I was more of a Street Fighter guy.
Yeah.
I remember I liked Street Fighter a little bit more.
Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I like Mortal Kombat better.
No, I know. I think that's... We talked about that when we were kids. But I didn't like the popularity of Mortal Kombat.
You just didn't like it because...
Yeah, I was.
He was the first hipster.
That was definitely a hipster
everybody likes that.
Yeah, and my whole life, everything was like, everything that was like really popular in the mainstream, I was like, I'm not gonna like that. I'm just gonna hate it, except for Pokemon, I guess, because there's a few cases I didn't do that.
Well, the really big
thing
thing about Mortal Kombat was it was the first game that showed lots of blood.
Yeah.
So actually, when Mortal Kombat came out, people went crazy about all the blood. It literally got so much traction that it went to the Senate, and they voted on making age restrictions and ratings for games. Because of Mortal Kombat, there's now like the rated M.
What is that called? It's like MRSB or something like that code.
Yeah.
It's some weird... Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Before then, there wasn't any. So you could just pick up a game and be like, oh, Mom, can I get this?
Because, I mean,
sure.
This is something interesting, and I think it's unique to the video game industry. Mm-hmm. It's like, you'll have the status quo of these games, like, they're pretty much cookie cutter, they're nothing's extreme, and then you'll have this one game show up and be like, boom, and just the whole... like the day that game comes out, every game that was after it just is like what's that called? Obsolete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
well, also I think a thing that it does too is it changes people's like thought process, and they're like, oh shit, we're gonna start making games like this.
Yeah.
You see that a lot in the game industry. Is like everyone kind of rushes around to start making like games to that.
Yeah, because I'm kind of... Do you know what came out first, Doom or Mortal Kombat?
Doom or Mortal Kombat? Doom, I believe, came out first, but then Mortal Kombat... Oh, I don't know, actually.
It was around the same time.
Mortal Kombat was 1993.
93?
So was Doom.
Same year, huh?
Same year.
So that's like the day that like video games put on the big boy pants.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you had the violence and that.
I feel like that was they were edging towards.
Mortal Kombat came out in 92.
92?
October 8th, 1992. And Doom came out December 10th, 1993.
Oh, so Mortal Kombat came out first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the one that made it like... Yeah, that made it more violent and more adult-oriented. Because, I mean, if you think of it this way, right? These video games had been out for maybe 10, 20 years. Mm-hmm. So there was some, like, kids that grew up with it. And like, oh, well, I'm a grown-up now, but I don't want to play these, like, games for kids. I want to play games for adults. So then you get that more of a, adult-oriented games. And I think that happened again after that. Because, when we were kids...
It's happened several times.
It happens a few times. Yeah. It's like a cycle to it. Because then... I don't know, it just gets more and more adult-oriented and very deep storylines and stuff.
Well, I think also
they tried to get,
push
make
the
these
boundary.
games, push the boundaries to get younger kids to get some of these games to make them cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to play the game that your mom thinks is okay for you to play. You want to play the game that was a little more edgy.
The new one, yeah.
But
no, like getting back to what I was saying though, it's like when GoldenEye came out for the first time, or like a better example would be when Doom came out.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this first person's perspective is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'm in it. And then it just progressed to like GoldenEye. I guess I like first person shooters because the biggest moment I think when I was like playing video games was definitely Halo.
Yeah.
I think I remember me and you sitting down playing Halo, and then like the first time we played it was like 6 hours, and then like just the epicness of what was happening on screen was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was huge. Just think of how crazy like the progression. So 1995 PlayStation 1 comes out.
Oof, that's my time.
That was like, I remember getting PlayStation 1 from my dad. He got me the PlayStation 1, and like I was so excited it had just come out.
Yeah.
And I got the PlayStation 1. So actually I think I got the Genesis like at 4.
It was
maybe
really,
3. I was like
really young. No, we were young when we
were young playing. Well, because our uncle was big into computers, so we were playing games young.
Yeah, we played games real early.
And then the next year after that, Nintendo 64 came out.
I remember before I had gotten the question, do you get the PlayStation or do you get the N64?
Yep.
And I remember when
that was a tough choice.
For me, it was very easy because the launch titles for PlayStation looked like ultra violent and like adult oriented, and then the N64 was pretty much like Mario, Ocarina of Time. It had like the kiddier shit. But like, I think my favorite time in gaming was probably, my favorite console was probably the PlayStation original.
The original PlayStation was great, but I feel like in the beginning, I think 64 did a better job. Then slowly over time, just PlayStation came out with more titles. But N64, I feel like the games were better. I mean, you had GoldenEye, you had Mario Party,
Did they have a Metroid game for the N64? Or was that GameCube? No, that was GameCube. They didn't have Metroid 64.
Yeah, Metroid for 64.
Did they have Metroid 64?
Yep.
Yeah, they did, right? Yeah. They had all the Metroid.
Yep. That was a great 64 had a lot of great games.
Well, here's the thing, right?
But I mean, I also went with the PlayStation over the 64.
Because this is why.
But I ended up getting the 64.
If you were like, N64 had solid gameplay. The games worked very well.
Yeah.
Like they weren't shitty games. Like, but PlayStation had the style. Mm-hmm. Had like they were like just shooting for the fucking like.
They were just
throwing spaghetti
at the wall or something. They were just like, whatever.
Do it. Like, I mean, they had...
Something will stick.
Yeah, but they were out there. I mean, some of it was garbage, but some of it was awesome.
A lot of games were garbage.
No, it was a lot of them were.
Because they weren't like videos you could watch of other people. You went by the thing on the back of the game.
I miss that so much.
This is a hit or a miss, and everything is based on the art.
How crucial is that design is that video game, the cover design? Yeah. Like, that's what sold me at like 90% of the shit. Like, just how cool the cover was. Yeah. You needed a cool cover. I missed out on a few games because it had didn't know, like, later on in life, like, I missed out on a lot of good games because they had shitty covers. Mm-hmm. But, like, PlayStation, I mean, they had... I think the first game I ever beat start to finish was Resident Evil. That was the first game I completed. And I love that game. I mean, it's cheesy as fuck. It's very cheesy. I went back and played it a couple of years ago as an adult.
What, you finished it in 2 hours?
No, it took me 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you can speed. I wasn't sitting there for hours.
Yeah.
I just casually played it. And then the controls are just so bad. you have to relearn how to work with shitty controls.
Well, you just shoot, right? There's like no aim function.
You have to kind of aim with the D-pad, but it's like an auto lock. It's weird. And then like you have to aim for the ceiling to shoot the head. It's weird. But like the storyline's all over the place. But I remember as a kid, like it was like, wow, this game's trying to tell me a story, or it's like telling me this cool fucking zombie story, and like I totally got into it. And then the next game that was on PlayStation, I don't know if it was a launch title, but Metal Gear Solid. That one really changed the game. That one, yeah.
Solid.
When did that come out?
I don't know.
Metal Gear Solid. No, it did come 1996 Tomb Raider. I remember playing that.
I remember playing that too. That was one of those games that kind of was like, whoa, that's cool.
Oh, but it was the first time games were criticized for sexism.
I was just gonna say that was the first time I saw boobs jiggle on the screen. Because like she is very like sexualized.
Yeah.
Because like her ass is huge.
Yeah.
And it's just like pointy triangles, you know, but they're massive. And then, like as a kid, you're just like, wow, look at her ass, and then like she has like the biggest tits.
So specifically, Metal Gear Solid is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, it's gonna take a second because the original like first Metal Gear game was in '87, so that's a while ago.
Yeah.
That one's good. Not as good though.
Oh, another thing I mean,
right around the same time PlayStation N64 came out, so did Sega Saturn, and that was a big flop.
Did you know anybody that had a Sega Saturn? I wanted to buy one.
I wanted one too.
I wanted one.
Because I had the Genesis.
Yeah.
So I like wanted the Sega Saturn.
98?
98, yeah, that was later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said salad.
Salad.
Metal
Gear.
You know what else came out in 98? The Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast, I thought it was like, no one I knew had Dreamcast.
Yeah.
But everything I seen on the Dreamcast looked awesome.
Yeah.
So I always wanted it, but I guess if you had it, it sucked.
Yeah.
Like,
there
I
wasn't
know.
a lot of games for it, but I heard that the games that
they were good.
Were really good.
Yeah, but
and
no
the
one bought
graphics
it.
are way better than anything.
Yeah.
At the time, just
fucking.
I guess it was too expensive, or
it was too expensive, and I think
it was just a bad it was marketed bad. This is a flop.
This happens sometimes too. It's like look at the Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
Shitty graphics.
Yeah.
It's just the directionals and 2 buttons.
Yeah.
That's it, right? Game Gear came out fully backlit, full color screen.
Yep.
They got the bumpers, right? It's like a way better system. I remember I had Game Gear.
Yeah.
I think I had both, but I had Game Gear, and it was like
I had the Game Boy Color.
very expensive. Like it looked expensive. You're holding it, it's like this big fucking thing. It looks like a portable TV, and then like they stopped making games because no one fucking bought it. Like it's clearly a superior. Like the Neo Geo was another one. It was like this was during I think it was around the Game Boy Advance era. They had the Neo Geo, was the same deal. It looked better. It looked cool. It was a fucking great. I bought that too.
I think the problem with a lot of these other like off things was they didn't do a good job of securing games. You know what I mean, for their systems.
I think it might. Well, Nintendo, I think, was the first big one to have like fans, like diehard fans.
Yeah.
And like they had what am I trying to say? Because I'm having a stroke. This catalog of great, IPs.
Yeah.
And like you weren't just a gamer; you were a Nintendo, nerd, or your Nintendo.
You were a Nintendo.
There was camps.
There was camps,
especially growing up. It's definitely, as I progressed in age, there was definitely like camps.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you though before I forgot. Did you play EverQuest?
EverQuest.
1999 came out.
Oh.
It was like the first big online
MMORPG.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to, but I could never get internet.
I think I had the same problem. I know it was a big thing, but I was like, I missed out on it. I was like, maybe Steven did.
I played that game, right, for about 5 minutes before the internet fucked up. That's all I ever had. It was that dial-up era. I remember I had because at the time I tried playing it on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Now, no one played online games at this point, especially on a console. So I had to buy this adapter piece and it wasn't compatible with either my TV or my provider for my internet.
Yeah.
So like it worked for a minute and then it never worked again. And then I did eventually was able to get another first online game was SOCOM.
Yeah.
For
Navy
PlayStation
Seals
2.
for PlayStation
Yep,
2.
it was the Navy Seal one. And the big gimmick with that one was if you wear a headset and you say the commands, it does like your boys behind you will do what you say. But like
it didn't really work well.
It didn't work well at all. It was very what is that? Laggy. It was laggy. It was shit. And I was like, ugh. And then it kind of ruined me because I never was an online game guy.
Did that come out when the PlayStation came out in 2000?
The SOCOM was PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I want to say it was shortly after launch.
Okay.
It was really
close.
Because
The Sims came out in the 2000s too.
The Sims? Yeah. Sims, I think, was might have been a launch. Sims 2 was a launch title, I think, for PlayStation 2. Was it Sims 1? It could have been Sims 1.
I think Sims 2 might have been for the Xbox.
Sims 2 is on...
The Sims came out in 2000 for the computer, I believe.
Okay.
Right?
The best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Sims, yeah.
The PlayStation...
And remember that cheat code, Rosebud.
Rosebud.
Cash. That's how you get the cheat cash.
Is that a Citizen Kane reference?
No. For the Sims, if you typed in a code, Rosebud, you got cash.
I'm saying Rosebud,
There's
wasn't
so
that?
many different codes, though. Each of them give you a different amount.
Yeah.
Motherlode gives you, like, $1 million.
Oh, there was a mother? See, I didn't know. I was just sitting there hitting
King with a K gives you 1,000.
Really?
Yes.
I was sitting there like a pleb doing...
Rosebud gave you, like, 500, right? Or something like that.
And I'm just doing it over and over and over and over and over.
Do you remember cheat codes?
But that was for the original.
Yeah.
I don't know what Rosebud is now. I haven't used it since I was, like, 5.
Oh, I didn't know you still could.
Oh my god, yeah.
You can still enter in cheat codes for
Oh
Sims?
my god, you can like change the like parameters for the game.
Oh wow.
Like you can go in and like make all these types of edits. Like one of them, for example, is so like it gives you constraints on how you can move furniture in the game, and then you just do it's bb.moveObject, and you have free control. You can stack shit on top of each other. Like
wow.
Huh?
I love The Sims. Originally, it came out February of 2000. Yep.
But yeah, that was another big game that was out. I liked it a little bit, but I wasn't really too into it until like much later.
What, The Sims?
Sims, I didn't initially like
The
Sims.
Sims. I loved it.
I wasn't really big into The Sims until I think it was Sims 2 for PlayStation 2.
Not
I think
only
I
The
played that,
Sims,
then I
but
liked it.
SimCity 2000.
Yeah, you were a big
SimCity
SimCity guy.
2000.
I hate playing The Sims on consoles. I can only do computer.
I know, that's the
I had
thing.
it on
Sims,
I had it on
so much better.
Xbox,
So much better.
and I hate it on consoles.
I loved it on the
I
console.
played it because I made my parents buy it, and I was like,
So much better on the consoles.
I liked it better
"What?
too.
Do you think it's better on like an Xbox?"
I
No,
think
I
you
mean,
could
so much better on the
I was like, "You're crazy! I don't even know
No.
you."
I liked it.
know you.
No, because on when the Sims 3 came out on the Xbox 360, it controls exactly like it does on the PC.
Oh yeah.
Like the first Sims for the PlayStation, it was like playing a character in a video game.
Yeah.
It was like the camera's behind you, and it's kind of like
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of like that
I
though.
don't like it.
But
I didn't like that.
I did like
the God mode over.
I made me feel like I was playing like a normal game, like a
I thought you were gonna
GTA
say
or
it
something.
made me feel like I was in a normal life.
No. Everything goes my way in The Sims.
2001, 2 big systems come out:
PlayStation.
Xbox and GameCube.
Ooh.
It's a cube and it plays games.
It's a cube in a box.
But the Xbox for me was like the big game changer.
100%.
That was like, I was like half in with all the consoles before because like really I enjoyed like playing PC games more than any of the console games.
I think to this day, as an adult, not that I ever play computer games besides The Sims now, I will still choose a computer game over a console game.
Yeah,
I never liked PC.
I
never
love
liked any
PC
PlayStation
games.
game.
Even today, I still
Yeah,
when I play games, I play PC games.
I never liked I can't get past the keyboard.
You can with the Xbox One controller, you can.
Yeah, I know.
To the computer.
I don't know. I just.
Yeah,
it's cheaper
it's
too.
a whole new world.
Yeah, I should just try it. Yeah, because it's cheaper
On Steam, you can pretty much play like everything.
Yeah, I might check that out. I might have to
but Xbox, obviously, with the big release with it was Halo, and that was like the game changing. Like for me, it was the first FPS first person shooter that I enjoyed playing.
It was just like
it was so crazy good compared to anything.
Yeah,
else.
it was just we were playing that, and I think even at the time, I was like, every video game is gonna copy this.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like
right
even right away, because it was like it's so epic. Like the style, and the
story,
action of it, like
there's a story going on, and you're invested in it.
Yeah, like I want to see what happens and kill all these aliens.
And I want to play multiplayer.
Yeah, and the multiplayer is awesome because I want to get better at. For some reason, I played multiplayer to get better at single player.
Yeah.
And then that reversed very quickly because the competition,
the differences and control, like styles of playing, is so different.
Oh yeah, it's like the fucking music is awesome. It just makes me go. The music is epic. It's like so freaking good.
I could do a whole podcast just on
Halo. Was we had such good memories. Like I remember like when Halo came out back in the day, and you'd have like LAN parties.
Yeah.
Like you'd have it. Like everyone playing Halo for at least the first one was on a couch, or it was like there was like 8 people in a room, and we're all taking turns playing Halo. It was like a very it was fucking awesome.
And then,
I love that.
And then the online version, was even crazier.
Then it killed me.
Yeah.
Because then all my friends would come over.
Super jumps on using a tank to send yourself off the map into glitches.
Well, actually, I think all my friends we hung out. We didn't play online that much, but we'd always have the couch. Yeah. We'd always play on the couch.
Oh yeah, we used to play on the couch. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just better, and I'm just a master at screen looking because I like
2002, the U.S. Army comes out with its own game. I bought that game.
Army?
It's like the U.S. Army, and it goes over like tactics and styles that the U.S. Army uses for. It's a first-person shooter.
Doesn't it switch back and forth to third person?
Might. I know like you can it. It's based on actual U.S. Army tactics, and it was pretty cool. It was a fun game.
Did you watch? No, when you played that, right? Did it look exactly like that? Remember that old video game for, I think, PlayStation 1, Desert Storm?
It was kind of like
Did
that
it look
game,
Desert Storm?
But you were more in like Halo-style first-person, because it was for the Xbox.
Oh.
And yeah, I guess...
Well, another big...
That was a big... because the U.S. Army actually made it.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember if Medal of Honor came out before Halo?
I don't know.
Can we check
Medal of Honor?
Let's find out.
I don't know.
Because I remember Medal of Honor was like... That was another game like...
Medal of Honor...
Original one came out in 99.
99?
Yeah. For the PlayStation, right?
Well, I think it started PC.
No, PS1.
I think it was for the PC too.
PlayStation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Developed by DreamWorks Interactive and is published by EA for PlayStation.
Yeah, I was going to say
another. Well, that was a big one too, because playing that was like, oh wow, it's a war game.
Because like after that, Medal of Honor 2, they got
and then Call of Duty
out. Yeah,
Call of Duty came out, and then Call of Duty had the D-Day experience that like was fucking awesome. You have all this shrapnel and shit. They made it epic.
Call of Duty was a game changer. Like the first Call of Duty was just
because it was like I think it was just around the same time as Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, and then you had like your people around you were like they were like had names and stuff. Like you saw them like they had the little like friendly unit thing over the top of their heads and
Lieutenant Dane. Oh no, he's got shot. Oh no.
We have an invested interest in Steve.
I know his name now.
Yeah. Sergeant Steve.
Sergeant Steve. But yeah, that was another big one. But yeah, Halo was definitely the peak, I think.
You know what's crazy? Is I use Steam now, right, for computer games. Steam came out in 2003.
Oh yeah, it's been around for a while.
And like it is like there is so much stuff on there, like the workshops and all the computer games, like indie games, all this stuff. I was like, I wish I got more into Steam, but instead I didn't get them because I was playing other computer games. And I used to pay sometimes through the nose for games.
It was I did get into it because I had Steam back in the day when they had Counter-Strike.
Yep.
and I played Counter-Strike, and everything about that game is phenomenal. It's like the controls are awesome. It was like you go prone. It was very smooth animation style.
Yeah.
The controls were very responsive. The only problem was I was about a year behind, and they were like fucking fanatical Counter-Strike players, right? Like you go in there and you don't know what you're doing. You'd have no chance.
Dead to me.
Yeah, no. It's just like instantly someone turns the corner, boom, dead.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a shot. And I was like, oh, I can get better. I'll get good. I was like, no fucking way. I'm done with this. So I played the story mode and traded in. No, I'm just kidding.
What's crazy to me too is back in the day, consoles used to be released so often. Like I'm gonna read down the list: 2004 Nintendo DS, 2005 Xbox 360, 2005 PSP, 2006 Nintendo Wii, 2006 also PS3. Like. It was like crazy. Like it was like one after the other after the other.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think they got to a point where it was like people were like, I'm just gonna wait till the next one comes out.
I think
that's what was literally happened to the console.
This is the thing. I don't know though, because like when I was in high school during this period, I was in high school.
Yeah.
And it almost seemed like the video games were really cool, and it had like everyone's like a Sony guy, and like E3 was like the console wars was like. You're a Nintendo guy, a Sony guy, blah blah blah. But like Xbox guy was in the mix. It was cool, and then like everyone wanted to get the systems, but no one had the money.
Yeah.
And if you did have the system, you were like, oh fucking, I want to hang out with this guy because he has DS.
Yes, he's got the new 360, or he's got the PS3.
Yeah, like it was cool. Like you bring him to school and everyone's like, oh shit, look at him. It's like you got clout.
Yeah, that's the clout of yesteryear.
Yeah, it was. It was the clout.
Nerds.
It really was. But I didn't have a DS for a while, but I had a PSP. I loved it.
I loved the PSP.
I loved the PSP too. It was
a portable PlayStation.
It was just the games weren't.
I never got the PS3.
I had the PS3. I bought that one. I loved the PlayStation 3.
I left PlayStation and I was full on Xbox. I never left the camp.
I wasn't monogamous. I played all of them.
You were some sort of game slut.
I played all the games. No, I did. I had them all. I was like a spoiled.
I bet you did.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah, I mean,
I did have them all, but like the game, like GameCube, right?
Yeah.
I bought that console specifically for 2 games. I ended up liking 4, but I bought the whole fucking console for 2 games.
What games?
It was Twin Snake, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snake. It's a remake of the old one, and I really like that. And Resident Evil 4.
Wow.
That was it.
Yeah, because Nintendo has the.
I don't know what the fuck happened with that one because it was Resident Evil was my favorite series, so I was like, I had the PlayStation 2. I'm thinking this is gonna.
Were they Capcom?
I think it was a Capcom issue. Yeah, Capcom owns Resident Evil.
Because I remember like a lot of those type of games where.
What, did Capcom get bought out by Nintendo?
No, they just like had like some sort of. I think they had like some sort of exclusivity kind of thing, just like Halo did with Xbox. And every system had.
But I thought it was like Resident Evil is one of the flagship IPs for
Mario for.
Yeah, I know, but I mean Resident Evil was like that's Sony.
Yeah.
And then it jumped over to Nintendo. And then Nintendo's like a kid-friendly system shit. But Resident Evil 4 was a good game. It was fucking awesome. But after that, I ended up... I think the console came with... remember Sonic Battles 2? Do you remember that? Playing that?
No.
No? I had Sonic Battles 2. And remember the Chows? The little blue...
Oh, yeah.
I never played... Like, I didn't like the game, but I was... As you know, we were into Monster Rancher.
Yeah, it was like that.
It was like Monster Rancher, but with Sonic, and it was like a really good game mechanic.
Yeah,
and I love that one mini game in the game.
Farming.
Yeah, it was like
little,
yeah. I loved it. But that was it. Those were like the only 3 or 4 games I played on GameCube. Other than that, I didn't play shit.
Another big one that came out 2007 was Rock Band.
Oh,
I didn't get into Rock Band, but
Guitar
I knew a lot of people. Huh?
Guitar Hero was before Rock Band.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
What came out? I think you're right. I think Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Guitar Hero came out first.
But I know Rock Band was like the big one
because it had the band,
the singer with the drummer.
Yeah. The guitar hero landed the guitar.
Yeah.
And then the Rock Band came out and was like, oh yeah, fuck you. Now we have a drum set and fucking vocals.
We got it all.
We got the whole band now.
Yeah, Guitar Hero came out first.
Did you play Rock Band that much?
No, I played Guitar Hero.
I played Guitar Hero because
I didn't have enough money by then.
I remember I could play the guitar pretty good, but like I was awful at the drums. Well, actually, I'm a phenomenal singer. I forgot
that game existed until just now.
I'm a phenomenal singer, so I always killed it at the karaoke.
Me too.
Yeah.
That was the thing, is that I have a beautiful voice. Sounds like angels.
Scratching their nails on a chalkboard.
While they die.
And then
As they die.
2008, World of Warcraft hits 10 million subscribers.
That was the one that
That was
over.
the big MMO. Like, that was huge.
That's the MMO. Like, that's like the one that, like...
That's what started it.
Finished. I mean, that shit's still going today.
Before that, you had Diablo. You had RuneScape for those who wanted to play for free, but you couldn't.
RuneScape's awesome.
You couldn't compete against the members. You had to pay the $5 a month to actually play the game.
Were you a WoW guy? Did you play World Online? No. I played it for one day, and then the subscription fee was like, I think it was like $10, $15 a month, right?
Yeah, it was.
Just after the first play of that game one day and knowing I had to pay the prescription fee, I stopped playing because I'm like, this is not good enough for me to pay monthly on top of what I'm paying now. This is bullshit. I was like, no way. Rage quit.
It's funny because that was the big thing. Like, World of Warcraft was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, 2009, the game mechanics change. Everything starts switching over to like Farmville, Angry Birds, all these like
Minecraft maybe?
Play on your phone games. No, Minecraft 2010, and that was a great game.
Oh yeah, I like Minecraft.
That was like you could do everything in that game.
Oh yeah.
It had survival mode.
Well, you know,
it was the first big great survivor.
I know. I mean, it was blocky as shit, but you know that game made me jump more than any of the fucking survival. I played it Silent Hill.
On you.
Yeah, that shit's scary, man. I played Silent Hill, Resident Evil. I love survival horror, but those fucking creepers are just like in a mine. Like you feel so isolated in the world there because you're the only like person.
Yeah.
So like anything else, I don't know, freaky.
Another crazy one I didn't know about, but 2011. Spyro Adventures becomes the first augmented reality game.
Really?
You could play with the toy dragon outside of the game.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. First augmented reality game.
Yeah, do you know what came after that with the augmented reality? It was something like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yep.
And then you put it, there's a camera above where you put the cards.
Yeah.
And then you look on the TV screen and then the cards have the monster coming out of the card.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was like, but I was already too older. I was old. I couldn't enjoy it like I was.
Too older, didn't live in a basement.
I was too older and didn't live in a basement. Yeah, so.
2012, Kickstarter allows game creators to raise millions of dollars to start indie games. I think that was a big game changer for a lot of the great games that have come out today.
Oh, yeah.
2012, Wii U. 2013, PlayStation 4. And then also in 2013, PlayStation 1. And games like The Last of Us, Gone Home, Papers. Games that made you make emotional choices that you had to like choose, and it affected the storyline of the game.
Man, Last of Us, I remember playing like the first hour of it.
Yeah.
That game was one of those games too. It's like, wow, this is like, it's so real. Like the way the light
your choices you make
not like
affect the story.
It's just like, yeah, it's just to an extent, but like you're just in the living room and your dad leaves.
Yeah.
And then you're a little kid, but like it feels like someone lives in this house.
Yeah. And
it feels legit. Like it feels real, like a very real setting.
Yeah.
And like as it progresses, it gets so cinematic. It was just like, the artistic ability in that game, the realism and all that was just so good.
No, it's crazy. A game I played kind of like that was like the one that you make choices and it affects the gameplay was
You remember the Walking Dead series?
Oh, Telltale Games?
Yeah, Telltale Games.
Oh, yeah,
those were great.
Those ones were... I think that's probably was the best at the time.
Yeah.
When it comes to choices. Because the first one especially, like, it was really good.
Yeah.
That game, phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, and then Xbox One, I didn't get that till later in life. Not later in life. Later in life, many moons.
It was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think I got that in 2016.
Well,
came out in 2013.
Heck, yep.
But if we're talking consoles, they change every year.
Life has come and gone by now,
Yeah.
so let's...
Well, it's too far gone.
4 years
Might
ago.
as well wait for Xbox X.
I just got my Xbox yesterday.
2014, free-to-play games become really big. Clash of Clans, World of Tanks. Both games I played. Both really
Are
good.
you into either of them?
I liked Clash of Clans. I played that very religiously for like a couple months. And then World of Tanks, I also liked a lot. I played that for a couple months too. They were both great. I think World of Tanks had awesome graphics. But, it's one of those things. If you want to be really good in the game, you got to pay.
Oh, it's one of those.
Pay to play.
Pay to play?
Pay to play. Or you can not pay and be okay.
You know what's funny? It's like when like the online the phone games are getting big, I was like, oh, it's stupid, and it didn't.
Yeah.
I never played it. It wasn't until like last year that I got into like the phone games.
Yeah.
And now I fucking love them playing.
What was
like
the first time your phone's operating system caught up to the?
I think you showed me how to go on the internet.
Yeah.
You showed me what the App Store was.
Yeah.
I was walking around with a smartphone like
Steven
for
was
fucking
still
2
sending
years.
birds up.
Go.
Tell Mom that I'll be there for supper.
I swear to God, this was like 4 years ago or something like that. And I had the phone, and he's like, why don't you go on YouTube on your phone? I was like, it's probably going to be shit. And he goes, no, it works really good. I think you showed me how to go on YouTube on my phone. And I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Never been off of it.
He hasn't left since.
Oh, yeah, I know. But like the new games, like Among Us.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
You just watch the games, right?
No.
On YouTube, though, you do, right?
Oh, yeah. I watch playthroughs for expensive games that I can't afford.
Which brings me to 2015. Twitch is acquired by Amazon, which fuels the big growth in esports, and then people filming themselves playing games and commenting on games.
Making so much money. Playing a game.
Please sponsor us.
I'll play with any video
play whatever
you
want. 2016, Pokemon Go comes out.
That one was a bit of a...
Yeah, you walk around and it's like...
You know, as a kid, I would have loved that. I would have been like, God. This is what I've been dreaming for.
If Pokemon Go came out as a kid, I would have bought the most expensive phones.
Yeah, I would have too.
Just to play Pokemon Go.
It would have been awesome. But, I was too old to
I played it.
I was like, I'm not playing.
I would go to certain places to see if I could get Pokemon.
I did. I don't know. I think after Pokemon Go came out, I got, the actual Pokemon instead of playing it, on an emulator, I think.
And then just last year, this is how the landscape of gaming has changed. Millions of people tuned in to watch the virtual map of Fortnite being destroyed by an asteroid. When they were changing the maps over, they did an event to explain why they were changing over the map. So they did a thing where the map is destroyed by an oncoming asteroid and it blows up the map.
And it was how many?
Millions of people live tuned in to watch. It was a live event.
Well, I mean, Fortnite was huge.
Fortnite was a huge game.
It was a big game.
That I think also has taken esports to a whole new level. It is a game changer in the sense that it does a lot of things that great games do, right? It was free to play. It made Call of Duty made a similar thing, made it same thing free to play.
Call of Duty's free to play?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's that what's the free to play Call of Duty game? I forget the name.
Is it Warzone or something like that?
Yeah, Warzone.
Warpath?
Something like that.
I didn't know that was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But this is where I put my old man pants on with Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's just like this new generation of kids.
Huh?
It's Warzone.
Warzone?
Warzone, yeah. It's funny, I didn't know about it, but I knew the name of it because I'm on the Google Play Store a lot.
I'm on the Google.
I'm on the Google!
and it's just crazy, though, to think, right? That is the direction now. And what is going to be the future of gaming?
It's going to be the Matrix.
You think so?
Something like that, probably. Or something like Ready Player One.
Have you ever heard of Sandbox?
Sandbox?
Yeah.
No.
They have them across the country in the U.S. There's a couple locations. Basically, you go in there with a group of friends. You suit up into this thing that has like all the little marker things on you, and you play games. They have like a zombie game, and you're like in a warehouse.
Yeah, it's like. Isn't it called augmented reality or something? Or is it VR straight up?
It's VR augmented reality because you're actually holding the
equipment. You pick things up that are in the game, and then it's like you pick up a gun.
There's one where you're pirates and you're fighting like skeletons that are like Davy Jones's. They're coming onto the ship. That's crazy. In the sense of like you are is it going to be like these gamers are like athletes?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? That they're like in these suits. Because a part of it too is if you get hit, you feel it in the suit. The
what is
thing that you're wearing?
Haptic feedback.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I think it's definitely
like
feel it go. Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be because look at. I think last year or the year before that, the eSports Championship had more viewers than the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So and I think Vegas had more. I think the top paid esports player made more money than the highest football athlete. I think.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was. Top of my head, I'm pretty sure they were South Korean.
How much was the top paid esport athlete? I know a kid made $6 million. A 13-year-old kid made $6 million winning a Fortnite tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's insane.
They're like, what are you going to do with all this money? He's like, I'm going to buy my parents a house.
Oh, no. How adorable.
Wow, adorable.
Well,
this kid's got $6 million. He made more than what a lot of people make in a lifetime.
Well, you hear all these people winning the Super Bowl saying they're just going to Disneyland. That's selfish.
That's
little kids buying a house for their family.
This one Danish player, or I can't tell if he's Danish or if his name is Danish. Either way, tragic. He has amassed $6.9 million in prize money from 117 tournaments and has been a winner in the international 2018 and 2019.
Oh, well, that's smashed to all hell because NFL players make more than I know, right?
Yeah, but he can't be the highest paid esports player.
It gives a whole list of a bunch of people. There's no
there's no top.
Who is the
highest? Because Ninja makes like millions and millions.
Yeah, but was he competitive or did he just have a channel?
He was competitive when we were younger. I think now he.
Oh.
Well,
he was like, I remember him being around
overall
for like
top 10 highest paid esports players is Johan Sundstang from Denmark. I don't know, his overall earnings are... I don't think that's right. I don't think this is right.
What?
Because his overall earnings were only like $3 million.
Oh. Well, maybe that guy was wrong.
I don't know. This is all of the ones I've seen, they're all been about like $3 million.
Well, let's believe the site over some guy I had a conversation with. You also said like the kids that play, like the 13-year-old that makes that much money, they age out like at like 18.
Well, yeah, I think that kid only won one tournament. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, PewDiePie made like $100 million last year.
Yeah, but that was the channel though.
Yeah, as YouTube.
He's not in the esports. I don't think he is. He just plays on the channel. He was just one of the commenter guys. Ninja started out as, I think, a competitor, and then he just had the show.
Yeah. Ninja was the real deal. I mean, now he's blue hair.
Yeah. Ninja.
He looks like a gamer.
I saw Ninja, and I thought he was 15.
Yeah.
He looks like young. 30.
He doesn't age.
I was like, wow.
That's crazy.
I thought he was a kid.
But, I mean, where do you think it's going from here?
Again, I think we're gonna have a definite change in the esports scenario. I bet you do get some kind of like a virtual augmented reality kind of sport that we all watch.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to home entertainment, I guess we're probably gonna get something like that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
I think it could be, or a VA or a headset or something.
Oh, definitely that. I think we'll eventually get to like not. It will be kind of like Ready Player One, but it won't be that extreme like they make in the movie.
Like everybody.
Yeah.
The world is pretty much
Yeah. I think it will be more of like
gamers play on that.
It's a gamer thing. You go and play on there, but gamers will be a bigger portion of the population.
Yeah, I mean it already is now. I mean a lot of people play video games. Is such a big,
it's a wide age group.
Yeah, I mean everyone. Yeah,
and I think even in the short term, I think maybe they could even convert a lot of these mall spaces into places like that. You would do that augmented reality, and I think it'd be a good use of space.
Yeah, I mean I think it would be cool too because it's like you have like it's like a sports team. Local teams go to this place, and you go to some other place.
It's like paintball, but you don't have to put in as much money to get into it.
Yeah, you just rent the equipment and go in and play. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Tell us what you think. You think that, where do you think esports are going? Where do you think video games are going? Is the Xbox the last console, the console to rule them all?
Or will everything end up with you having sex with your friends like Black Mirror because you have a chip in your head?
Oh, that could happen.
That could happen.
Especially if you start wearing like suits.
Or like changing bodies into hot females.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's such a good
Just don't do it. I don't know why I don't know.
I think you'd do it with an elephant.
Like, if no one else.
Thank you, everyone, and make sure you like and subscribe this video, and like and subscribe to us on all of our other social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you, guys, and appreciate you watching.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.